Well, guys, good evening. Once again, welcome to our session. Well, guys, tonight, basically, we're about to finish our cycle B1.3. Also, as you can imagine, we are we're finishing our book. So next cycle, we will be using, a new book. So the idea is that you will be, let's say, having a look at more content, more things in terms of maybe vocabulary, I guess, but well, one thing at a time. Well, on this first part, we will be working on the task that is located on page 122 and 123, talking about the dilemmas. Okay, that is going to be the idea of tonight. Before we do that, we're going to do two things. I haven't taken attendance, and let me send you this. Bueno, chicos, como ustedes saben, al final de cada ciclo, pues hay un proceso administrativo del cual no podemos subir, que viene siendo la encuesta de satisfacción. ¿Listo? Entonces, guys, les voy a enviar la encuesta. Para quienes están conectados, de pronto si ustedes la pueden compartir en su grupo de WhatsApp. Recuerden que solo deben presentarla una vez, para que de pronto no se nos escapen dos respuestas. Ya les cuento lo mismo siempre, es un proceso administrativo, hace parte como de esos reportes entregables de cada ciclo. Es anónimo en el momento que nos informan, por decirlo así, los resultados a nosotros, pero sí nos piden que todos los estudiantes, todos los participantes hagan la encuesta. Entonces es súper importante que pues la realicen. Digamos que les voy a dar esos 5 minuticos. Me atrevo a decir que en ese punto la ventaja es que ustedes ya conocen muy bien qué es lo que se está preguntando en cada uno de esos ítems, pero pues de todas maneras. Y en 5 minuticos, o más bien a las 6:10 en punto tomo asistencia. ¿Listo? Entonces voy a dejar proyectada acá esta pestañita. Mientras van tomando ustedes la encuesta, la de siempre. ¿Listo? Y pues a las 6:10 tomo asistencia y arrancamos oficialmente. Entonces cierro acá la cámara, el micrófono y empezamos en un momentico. Ok, bueno, pronto para las personas que ingresaron hace un minutico, estamos haciendo nuestra clásica encuesta de satisfacción de final de ciclo. Ustedes saben que es un proceso que hay que hacer sí o sí. Que ha llegado el caso, si no hacen la encuesta ahorita desde coordinación nos están recordando, hey, tal estudiante falta por presentar la encuesta. Y pues eso nos obliga tanto a la profe Laura Juliana como a mí, sales como que la encuesta, mandarles correo, la encuesta. Entonces, por favor, si pueden salir de eso ahorita, mucho mejor, pues para evitar tener que perseguirlos. Entiendo que a algunos de pronto en este momento se les dificulta por la razón que sea, pero ojalá que no pase entonces de esta noche, por favor o de pronto en el transcurso de la clase, en alguna actividad que quizás les rinda y les quedan los minuticos de una vez presentar eso, como les contaba, para evitar tener que estarlos persiguiendo, que yo sé que de pronto eso puede ser un poquito molesto. Ahora sí voy a tomar asistencia, también para quienes ingresaron hace poco, no había tomado asistencia, entonces espero. No se preocupen. Karen Victoria Acevedo. I think I saw her. Karen Victoria.
Present, teacher.
Ah, ok.
Present.
Listo, Karen, ahora sí. Steven Santiago Fonseca.
Here, teacher.
Ok. Kiara Lizeth Martínez.
Present, teacher.
Ok. Permítame un momento. Jorge Jair Moreno.
Present, teacher.
Ok. Natalia Navarro.
Present.
Ok. Diego Fernando Olarte.
Present, teacher.
Ok. Manuel Ortiz.
Yes, teacher.
Ok. Joan Sebastián Pavón. Sebastián. Bueno, lo veo conectado, ya nos informará. Beatriz Pedraza.
Present, teacher.
Ok. Le subo un poquito. Xiomara Caterina Rincón.
Present.
Ok. Jessica Paola Ríos.
Present, teacher.
Ok. Caterina Alexandra Rodríguez.
Present, miss.
Ok. Marlon Yesid Sánchez. Let me see the chat.
Present, teacher.
Ah, ok. Acabaron algo otra vez. Ok, Marlon. Mendy Fabián Santa.
Present, teacher.
Ok. Manuel Alberto Sepúlveda.
Present, teacher.
Ok. María Alejandra Vega. María is not here for the moment. And Vanessa Zambrano.
Present, teacher.
Okay, very good. Yes, guys, let's not forget. Por favor, tengamos presente lo de la encuesta, como siempre, cada ciclo. Si no se saben que tengo que escribirles uno por uno, evidentemente los que hagan falta. Ya después de presentarlo una vez, no tienen que volver a hacer la encuesta. ¿Listo? Entonces, tengan súper presente ese detalle ahí. Okay, guys, let's begin. We are going to be working on our task. We are about to finish our unit 12 and also our book. And the title of the task says discuss dilemmas. As usual, we will have some reading. Of course, there will be a collaborative activity. And we will finish with a kind of mini presentation. Most of the information is taken from pages 122 and 123. So I'm going back to my presentation that basically displays the information that we have on the first part of the book. It says the dilemmas are revisited. What did they do next? We're going to read here the introduction, okay, of these dilemmas. And then we're going to read for the moment, guys, only the title of the 3 dilemmas. As usual, as you can imagine, the idea is that we're going to make some predictions just by looking at the titles. Please, guys, do not read the dilemmas yet. Let's start first with this introduction that we have here from the problem page. Catherine, please, could you read this paragraph that we have in here?
Yes, Miss. I can see.
Okay. Zoom in, zoom in.
Yeah. Dilemmas
Revisited.
revisited. What did they do next? Every month we feature readers' letter on our problem page and try to give out good advice. But what do readers actually do? This month we have tracked down 3 readers whose problems were featured 2 years ago.
Featured. Very good. Thank you, Catherine. Okay, Maria, don't worry, just in time. Welcome. Well, as we got from the introduction that Catherine has just read, well, this is a page that usually gives advice to some people who share some of their problems. In this case, we're going to read about 3 dilemmas that were shared in the past. And let's not forget that we're going to predict based on the titles. As usual, guys, we don't really know what is going on their stories. Just by looking at the titles, we are going to guess. Literally, we're going to guess, okay? So let's read the first title, title number 1. Natalia, could you read it, please? And what do you think that dilemma is about?
Should I choose the job or my girlfriend? I think that maybe they have an opportunity and maybe they have to move to another city and the city and the actual city in whole lives maybe is her girlfriend and he need to choose if between the job or her girlfriend.
Okay, could be. Natalia, thank you very much. For the moment, remember, guys, we are just predicting. Title number 2. Jorge, could you read it, please?
Yes, teacher. Professional football or accountancy?
Accountancy.
Accountancy.
Very good. Let's predict, Jorge. What do you think that story is about just by looking at the title?
About a person who is professional football. He has been playing soccer. I don't know.
He has been playing soccer.
Playing soccer.
And what about the word accountancy? Let's see, let me ask another person, Kiara. What do you think that accountancy has to do with that title?
Teacher, I think is maybe a teenager that he or she should decide about study accountancy or work in a professional football.
Okay. Could be, we'll see. Thank you, Chiara. And what about number 3, Santiago? Could you read the title, please?
It's my mother-in-law or me.
Let's predict.
Maybe it's about a partner which are having a problem because maybe the husband and the loving mother and the mother-in-law don't have a good relation, and so the husband told to his wife that chose between his mother, her mother, and he and him.
Okay. Her mother of him. Mhm. Okay, we'll see. Well, guys, having a look at our book, let me display those pages again. And of course, based on the title, the introduction that Catherine has already read, here we have 3 people sharing the dilemmas that they had actually shared some point of like some time ago, sorry. And now what you're going to do is to read about those dilemmas, but this is how we are going to do it, okay? I'm gonna display my presentation again. I'm gonna send you to breakout rooms. There will be only 3 breakout rooms. Group number 1 is in charge of reading paragraph 1. Remember the title of paragraph 1. Should I choose the job or my girlfriend? Group number 2 will be in charge of reading paragraph 2. It says professional football or accountancy. And group number 3 will only read paragraph 3 or dilemma number 3, and it's my mother-in-law or me. Okay? On each group, guys, you're going to answer the following questions from your paragraph. Focus your attention only on your paragraph. Let's read the 3 questions that we have in here. Beatriz, please, could you read questions 1, 2, and 3?
Yes, teacher. 1. Which people are mentioned in each case? 2. What exactly has each person done? 3. What exactly was the situation at the time that the letter was writing, and why was the writer worried?
Was written. Very good.
Reader.
Let me see. I'm having a look at the names. I'm just checking that we don't have repeated accounts. Give me a second. Okay, I already did. Remember, guys, on each group, you are in charge only of one of the dilemmas. Remember the number of the title. It's actually the number of the story that you are supposed to read. Do you have any questions about the instructions? Questions?
No, miss.
Okay, very good. Most groups are of 5 participants, so make sure that you use time properly. Guys, you're going to have 10 minutes. When we get back, we are going to answer the questions. I'm going to choose people from every single group to provide the information so we can get the idea of what happened on each dilemma. Okay, let me make sure that I'm sharing, that you can share your screen. Let's start. Mandy, Vanessa. Vanessa, ese fue Mandy. And Karen Victoria. Let me see. Karen, were you already in a group?
What, teacher? Es que me acabo de conectar desde el computador.
Ok, listo. Tú no alcanzaste a caer en ningún grupo todavía, ¿cierto? Era por asegurar si de pronto ya habían empezado a hablar o algo. Bueno, listo, no te preocupes. Listo, ya tiene 6. Listo, ya te envío acá. Donde está Marlon que está viajando que de pronto no puede participar. Te voy a enviar el grupo 1, ¿listo?
Listo, teacher.
Ahí vas. Well, guys, welcome back. We're going to share the answers that you collected as a group. Well, I don't know what happened to group number 2 that only finished with 4 participants, but well, that's life, I guess. Let's see, let's share the stories. From group number 1, Diego, question number 1. Which people are mentioned in each case? In this case, well, in your group, of course.
Okay, teacher. In the story, is mentioned Larry, Vanessa, Vanessa's parents, and Larry's friends.
That's it. Very good. Natalia. The second question, what exactly has each person done? From the story number 1, of course.
Okay, the second, Larry proposed marriage to Vanessa. Vanessa rejected him. She's very confused, and Vanessa's parents are agree with the Larry's propose. And the Larry's friends give an advice to Larry.
Agree, remember, only agree. We don't need the verb to be. Okay. And what exactly was the situation at the time? Well, question number 3, basically. Kiara.
Teacher, sorry, my dogs.
Don't worry.
Larry had accepted the new job, and his girlfriend was very angry with his because he didn't talk about his new job with her before that he has accepted the offer. Then his friends advise that accept the new job and leave or break up with his girlfriend.
Okay, thank you very much. Group number 1. Well, group number 2, Jorge, the people, sorry, mentioned in story number 2.
His parents and himself.
And what's his name?
Oscar.
That's it, good. Catherine, question number 2.
Yes, Miss. He have played football in a local football club, and he was accepted on an accountant course at a good university.
Sergio, question. Sorry, something else, Catherine?
No, Miss.
Okay, sorry for the noise. Santiago, what about question number 3?
Well, teacher, a couple of weeks after he was accepted in the university, he receives a call from the club offering play for them again with a professional contract by 2 years, reason for which he was unconfident about what career chose, or a accountancy career or a professional career of football.
That would be it. Okay, and let's have a look at situation number 3. Beatriz, the people mentioned in the story.
Teacher, the people mention husband's father. Mother is the same mother-in-law, and 2 children, husband and a street.
Okay.
Continue?
No, wait a moment.
Okay.
And I think that's far enough. Well, I'm gonna ask Manuel because Sebastian said that his connection isn't that good. Question number 2.
Well, teacher, Astrid's husband's father
he died. Their two children. She didn't say anything about them. It's also Astrid's husband's mother-in-law. She criticized Astrid in front of the children, and she says the house is not clean enough. Also, that Astrid shouldn't work and spend more time with her family.
Mhm.
And Astrid's husband, he tells her that she should accept it and carry it as normal. And Astrid, she works, and she also is housewife.
Okay. And number 3, Mandy. Let me see the chat. Okay. Vanessa, number 3.
Teacher, her mother-in-law isn't wrong because her husband died. She currently lives with them, and living together has been difficult. Astrid's husband tell her not to worry about the situation. Astrid tells her that it is her or her mother-in-law.
Okay, let me see the chat. Okay, complicated situation. Okay, guys, very good. Well, unfortunately, one person in group number 2 left, because then like it is a little bit unbalanced in terms of how many participants there were on each group, but you are really smart. Of course, we can manage it. Guys, the idea now is that you are going to, let's say, write down next to your number the group you were working with, okay? So, for example, Diego, Karen, Kiara, Maria, Natalia, and Xiomara, you are going to write number 1 next to your name. Jorge, Catherine, Santiago, and Jessica, you are going to write number 2. Beatriz, Sebastián, Manuel, Marlon, Mendy, and Vanessa, you are going to write number 3. Okay, so I'm going to give you a minute while you do that adjustment. You know how to change your name, right? Here in participants, ustedes, digamos, colocan el cursor sobre su nombre, le salen los 3 punticos y pues donde dice, incluso si están desde el celular, creo que funciona igual. Le damos ahí donde dice cambiar nombre, solo tienen que agregar un número, dependiendo de la sala que estaban en el ejercicio anterior. Okay. So please, guys, add the number. Is 1, 2, or 3?
Teacher, what is the link?
No hay ningún link, Beatriz, que se coloque en el número al lado del nombre. Entonces, por ejemplo, si estaba en la sala 3, entonces a su nombre agréguele el número 3.
Okay, sorry. See, my internet is bad today.
Don't worry. Entonces estoy esperando que todos se coloquen el número.
Pero ¿cómo es que se cambia? Ya. Al final del nombre, ¿cierto?
Sí.
Ok.
Thank you. Okay, some of you have already changed your name. Diego, Karen. Todavía Karen, no, mentiras, Karen tiene el código al final. Kiara ya. Jorge, Catherine y Santiago bien. Falta Jessica. Beatriz, Manuel, Marlon already. Vanessa as well. Ok, ya casi. Mientras siguen colocando sus nombres, perdón, the numbers. Okay, guys, I'm going to send you to a new breakout room. So it's very important that you know the number that you were working in the previous exercise, 1, 2, or 3. We don't have many possibilities. The idea, guys, is that at least there is one member of each group based on the paragraphs that we read. Probably in some groups, there won't be people from group number 2, but group number 2 already shared, you know, the information from the story, so you can manage to summarize it as well. So this is what you're going to do. First, you're going to write a very, very short summary of each of the dilemmas. Focus only on the problem. You don't have to, let's say, spend a lot of time on the context. Like on very few words, you're going to focus your attention on the problem that each person had. And then as a group, guys, after sharing the summary, after reading like the 3 different situations, you are going to share what you would have done. Notice, of course, like the implicit idea, guys, is that you use this grammatical expression would have. As you know, we use this type of grammar when we are talking about like regrets or hypothetical situations in the past. We can't change the reality of those stories, right? But we're going to imagine that that situation happened to us. So as a group, you are going to decide what you would have done in a situation like that. Okay? I don't get what you say. Well, I'm gonna see if you already got the numbers. Don't worry. Give me a second while I check, and then we go. Well, I think that all of you already have the number next to your names. It's only for the first part of the class, you know, for the second part of the class, of course, you will have I'm gonna give you a time, or maybe you get sorry, then you will get like the chance to change that or to erase the number, because on the second part of the session, well, you don't really need to have that number there. I'm gonna create, as I was telling you, the breakout rooms. The idea, once again, is that there is at least, remember, one student of each group. So at the end of the day, we have 1, 2, and 3, probably repeat it once, repeat it 3, that's okay. But the idea is that all of you guys have the opportunity to share what you read. So remember, summary 1, summary 2, summary 3, very like key points of the dilemma that they shared. And then as a group, you are going to share what you would have done in a situation like that. Okay. I'm going to create 4 groups. Guys, do you have any questions about the instructions?
Teacher, for me, I need to understand. For this slide, only for me is in a group 3, only number 3 or the 3 situation.
Only in your case, in the part of the summary, you write only about number 3. Because in your group, there will be a person from group number 2 writing the summary in number 2, and another person from group number 1 writing the summary in number 1. Let's say that the part of the summary, it depends on each person. But the part of the second part of the chart is as a group. Now you guys all together, you are going to decide what you would have done in those situations. But for example, if you read only story number 3, you can't make the summary of story number 1, right? Because you read number 3. So you focus on the summary in number 3.
Okay, in this group, you mix the participate. Yeah.
Wait, I don't mix them. I create 4 groups and then you decide to which group you go.
Ah,
For
okay.
example, you see that, okay, in group number 1, there are already participants from number 1 and number 2. So you go because they need a participant from the
Number
previous
3.
group who was number 3. Exactly.
Okay.
So at the end of the day, there are participants from all the groups. So you can create the summary. Yes, Beatriz, good.
Okay, teacher. Share the link, teacher.
Officially, now I'm
Ah,
sharing the link. Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you for the questions, Beatriz. Well, guys, I'm going to give you 20 minutes. Remember that 20 minutes are very tricky because they look like a lot of time, but you have to make sure that you create the 3 summaries, of course, paying attention to punctuation, capitalization, that they actually summarize the dilemmas with the information that was already presented, and then what you would have done in the situations like that. So I'm gonna open the groups. Well, guys, just one final thing. If I see, for example, that in one group, there are, let's say, 3 people from group number 1, and then there is a group that doesn't have a person from group number 1, I change it. Okay, so I apologize like right now in case that you don't like it, but of course we have to balance all the groups. So let's go. Ay, no, hice algo mal. Se volvieron a ir a las mismas salas. Voy a traérmelos otra vez. Sorry. Okay, that's embarrassing. Lo siento, lo siento, lo siento.
Profe, ¿no te volvieron?
Sí, Jorge, es que lo volví a enviar en la misma organización del ejercicio anterior y pues no, no es así.
Con razón,
Yeah.
quedamos lo mismo.
Teacher, you confuse
Sí.
me.
I know, Beatriz, it's my mistake. Once again, I'm sorry, yeah, because when you start the living like, oh no, group number one, no. What an idiot, of course, me. So I have to wait once again that you get back. Guys, lo siento porque los volví a enviar en la forma equivocada. Evidentemente, tenía que colocar que ustedes escogieran la sala, no en los mismos grupos como estaban al inicio. I'm going to create once again. Ahora sí, open the rooms. Sorry.
Teacher, just 4 rooms.
Yeah, because there were only 4 people in the previous activity in group number 2. 2
Okay,
people
teacher.
like logged out, so I have to make sure that there are enough number 2s for this activity.
Okay.
Okay, teacher.
Yeah, sorry. But I'm going to start organizing yourselves once again.
Profe, es que no entiendo a cuál grupo me voy a unir.
Jorge, lo envié a la sala, lo envié a la sala 3, creo.
Ah, bueno, listo.
Sí. Okay. No hay uno en la 3. No hay 2 en la 1. Siento. No hay 3 en la 4. Manuela, were you when we did the activity?
Excuse me, teacher?
Were you when we divided the groups for the first activity?
Yes, teacher. I am working in the third group, number 3.
Okay. You were in number 3. You
Yes,
read
but
number 3.
Yes, but I lost my connection and
Okay, don't worry. Okay, let me see, you can help. Ay, acá ya hay 2 treces. I'm gonna send you to group number. No, let me see. Es que hay alguien que creo que no tiene buena conexión, es del 3. Espérame, reviso bien. Vanessa,
yeah,
ya, creo que es Mendy, si no estoy mal. Pero ya hay un 3 ahí, es Manuel, y se defienden bien. Creo que es Sebastián el que me dijo que tenía mala conexión. Yes, I'm gonna send you to group 4, okay?
okay, teacher, thank you.
Thank you. Listo.
No me sale, profe, el letrerito.
Ay, pero ya la envié. Aquí ya me sale en la sala 4. No se ha unido.
Ok, ya lo hago.
Listo. Listo. Okay, guys, welcome back. In a moment, you are going to share the decisions that you made as a group. Also the summary, but I'm going to choose from each group a different summary. Before we continue, as I told you, reminder, open paréntesis, faltan por presentar la encuesta 2 personas que están conectadas porque, bueno, Marlon está de viaje, entonces pues me imagino que esa es la razón. Quienes no las han presentado, por favor, que la presenten. Ya nos enviaron el primer campanazo, entonces, please, la encuesta, no se les olvide. Okay. We're going to have a look at your summaries and of course the decision that you guys made as a group. We're already there on the slide. Let me see the chat. It's true, it's true. Okay, I'm gonna send the link. Give me a second, guys. I hope that you already finished, guys, from group number 1. Casi no alcanza el espacio. We had Karen, Natalia, Santiago, and Vanessa. Karen, could you please share which paragraph, which story you had in charge? 1, 2, or 3?
1, number 1.
Great. Please, could you read your summary number 1?
Yes. Sally asked her girlfriend to marry him, but she said no because he talked with their parents about the proposal and before with her. Sally had accepted the new job in town to 300 miles away, and his girlfriend was very angry with him because he didn't talk about his new job with her, that he would accept the offer.
Okay. I'm going to jump. We will look at the second part in a moment. Let's have a look at situation number 2 from group number 2. Let's see from group number 2. I would like to ask, well, Catherine, please read your summary for story number 2.
Okay, Miss. Oscar was contacted a couple of weeks ago by the football club where he used to play to offer him a professional contract to play. Now he doesn't know whether to enter the university or accept the offer to play for the club.
That's it. Very good. Let's see now. We have here and here. From group number 3, I would like to ask Manuel to read the summary that you guys created with your group. Ay, perdón. Ahora sí.
Okay, teacher. The first situation is that Larry proposes to his...
No, Manuel, 3, sorry.
The 3, okay. Astrid's husband refuses to talk to her because she told him to decide between his mother and her because she can't stand her and she wants her to leave.
Refuses to talk to her or to him? To her, but what do you mean by her here?
Her is her mother-in-law.
Okay, yeah. Maybe we need to add also that information here because it's the beginning of the sentence. Thank you, Manuel. Let's see if group number 4 has... Yeah, actually, there is some extra information that we can add for situation number 3. So from group number 4, Sebastian, could you read your summary, please? Summary 3.
Hey, teacher.
Yes, Sebastian?
The summary 3?
Yes.
Okay, and Astrid has a difficult life with her mother in law because her mother-in-law wants to impose rules, so she decides to tell her husband to find a home to take her mother.
In law. Very good. Okay. Now we're going to see what, in your opinion, in this case, what as a group, right? What you guys would have done for each situation. Beatriz, could you read for the first situation what you would have done?
Yes, teacher. We will have accepted the new job, and left the relationship. She is very toxic. Actually, his girlfriend didn't know what was she want to do in her life.
Girlfriend didn't know what was she want to do in her life? What do you mean by was?
No sabe qué hacer con su vida. No sabía qué
sabe.
hacer con su vida.
And this was,
In present, teacher.
no, it doesn't fit. His girlfriend didn't know what she want. It was not necessary. His girlfriend didn't know qué quería hacer, what she wanted to do in her life.
Okay,
Yeah, because, yeah,
okay.
actually it is not giving us like necessary information. So in this moment, technically you can erase it in the slide, but here it doesn't, let's say the change doesn't appear yet, but then eventually you can make the change. Let's see for the second situation, Diego, what would you have done? Diego?
Excuse me, teacher. Tell me.
Could you read the second paragraph of what you would have done?
Yes, teacher. We would have done accept the offer to go play for the football club. Since it was only for 2 years, it is also the dream that he always had to play, and he can continue his studies later or at the same time.
Okay, since. In this case, guys, eliminate done. We would have accepted the offer. In this case, done is not necessary. Actually, it doesn't fit because the main verb is accepted, okay? The offer to go to play. Make the adjustments. Luego cuando revise, quiero ver esos ajustes. That would be it. Only those two things. Erase done and make sure that you add here go to play. And Kiara, could you read the third paragraph? What you guys would have done?
And we would have done that my mother-in-law would live close us. So we would have rented a new place and we would have been a good neighbor and she wouldn't have lived the same place as. Finally, we could allow to go in my house only for visits.
Okay, a few words that we can add. We would have done that. My mother-in-law would live. She wouldn't have lived in the same place that us. Those like, let's say, function words. Finally, we could allow to go. We could allow her. After allow, talking about like the people you are actually giving the permission to go in my house, to go in my house, to go to my house only for visits. Okay, guys, interesting points of view.
Without in, teacher, to go in my house?
Without in.
In, okay, thank you.
Okay, very good. Interesting perspectives, guys. Let's see how similar or different it is from the other groups. Okay, short ideas, but I'm sure straight to the point. Let's read what you would have done for situation number 1. Jorge.
Okay, teacher. If I were Leslie, I would have broken with her immediately and taken the job because I believe it's more important for me.
Okay, I would have broken up with her. You didn't say up. Very good.
Okay.
Interesting. Maria, could you read the second paragraph? Let's put it like that.
I would have decided to accept the offer from the local team to follow my dream.
Okay, very good. And the final one, Mandy, I don't know if you are available now.
Yes, teacher, I am available.
Available.
Available. Okay.
So could you read the
What?
third paragraph of what
Yes,
you
teacher.
would have done?
Yes, teacher. Astrid's husband refuses to talk to her after.
Manuel already read it, Mandy. No, this part. What you would have
Okay.
done.
I would have looked for a way to talk in order to try to find the best solution before things go difficult.
Okay, interesting points of view. Thank you guys from group number 2. Group number 3, Xiomara, what you would have done? First paragraph.
I would have done the same thing that Larry did. I took my job and left my girlfriend because in another place I can also find a girl that catches my attention.
I can also find. I would have done the same thing that Larry did. In this case, we don't need it that Larry did because we already know that it's the same thing. When you say I took my job, what do you mean? I took my job means tomé el trabajo. O quieren decir tomaría el trabajo y dejaría a mi novia.
Yes, teacher.
That would be, okay, great. So in that case, we can use would without have. So it would be, I would take my job and I would leave my girlfriend. Let's say like we use it to make that prediction about the future. Because here in this way, as it is written, it looks like it is already from the past. Keep in mind those adjustments. Okay, Samara, thank you. Jessica, could you read the second paragraph of what you'd have done?
Yes, teacher. I would have gone to the football club because it is really their passion and it was what they wanted and the contract is only 2 years. He can later continue with his studies or continue in the club.
Okay, what I wouldn't do. Maybe here instead of it is their passion, it is his passion because we know that we are talking about Oscar, right? On the second story.
Okay, teacher.
That would be it. And the final one, Manuela, what you would have done for situation number 3, please.
Okay, teacher. I would have done that the mother-in-law moved close to our neighborhood, and maybe I would have looked for activities to do together.
Very good. I would have looked. I think that your idea is to erase this hat, right? You don't need it.
I have this question.
Yeah, it's not necessary because then in this idea, let's say that the main or the important verb for you is done. So had can be eliminated. Good. Yeah, well done. Probably you were taking it because it was here in the main instruction, but you change it with the verb that suits your idea and it's fine. Use the one that you want.
Thank you, teacher.
And we had already done all of them. Very good. Don't forget, guys, to make the adjustments, you know, that we were staying. And let me check one thing. Okay, the instructions. Okay. Well, guys, before we go, we are going to read what actually each person did, you know. Let's see at the end of the day, what was their real decision. For the moment, we knew what their problem was, but now we're going to read like the final conclusion that they had after, let's say, reading some pieces of advice. Santiago, could you read Larry's, please?
Yes, teacher. Well, I got hundreds of letters and emails from readers of the magazine after my problem was printed. Most of them say that I should choose the job, although some people say that I should follow my heart and stay with my girlfriend. In the end, I decided to split up with her. I just felt that the job was a really good opportunity for me. Since then, I've moved to the new city and I've done well in my job. I'm earning good money now, but I still really miss my ex-girlfriend, and I haven't met anyone else yet. She's with another guy now. I think I've emailed her a few times and even left messages on her voicemail, but she doesn't reply.
That's it, Santiago. Thank you very much. So notice that some of you gave the advice of choosing the job. That's what he did, although he regrets it a little bit. Let's read the second situation. Well, let's say the development of Oscar's situation. Natalia, could you read it, please?
Yes, Oscar. Almost everyone agreed with the advice my parents got me. They say that football was too insecure to be a career. I decided not to listen and I took 2-year contract with the local football club. It's been a really exciting 2 years and I've really developed as a player. But I haven't managed to get a regular place in the first team. My contract comes to an end soon, and I don't think they will give me another one. I'm trying to get a contract with another club at the moment. I still dream of playing for my country.
Playing. Very good. So yes, he took the contract, although he's a little worried right now. And well, let's finish with Astrid. Catherine, could you read it, please?
Yes, Miss. Astrid, advice from the readers was quite mixed. Some of them thought I should just accept the situation and stop complaining. Others advises me to leave my husband. About a month after I wrote the letter, I blew my talk with my husband. He finally listened to me and agreed to look for a care home for his mother. She was very, very upset. She's been in the care home for about 18 months now. Our family life is back to normal, and that's great, but my mother-in-law hates the home. She has become depressed and she doesn't like the other residents. I don't know if I did the right thing, but something had to change.
That's it, Catherine. Thank you very much. I think that this, let's say, course of events wasn't present in some of your answers. You were thinking about having the person as a neighbor, but notice that she decided to send her, to a house. Well, to a care home, to be more precise, but now she regrets it a little bit. Okay, guys? Well, interesting points of view. Thank you very much. Guys, do not forget to make the adjustments that I was telling you while you were presenting your situations. All of them very, very interesting. Well, guys, before we finish our session, do not forget. Yes, Jorge, that would be like a way to call it. Let's not forget that tomorrow we have our final exam. Let's be please as punctual as possible. Hopefully we can begin at 6 sharp. I know that for some of you that can be a little bit complicated because of your job schedule. But the idea that you have, as I told you, like the proper time to finish the exam, that you can actually have the break before you have the speaking part. Don't forget to send the project in case that you haven't sent it. You have until midnight tonight. And finally, no se les olvide, ya pueden quitar el numerito de sus nombres, ya no los necesitan más. Entonces, para que vuelvan a quedar normales como siempre. ¿Listo? Y las personas de la encuesta, creo que me falta Marlon, si no estoy mal. A Marlon, le voy a enviar el link al chat internamente. Ustedes saben cómo es. No sé si ya las dos personas que me hacían falta ya la pudieron enviar. Si no, ahorita la profe Laura Juliana les va a recordar. ¿Listo?
Okay, teacher.
Thank you, guys. We'll see you
Okay.
tomorrow. Final exam. Bye-bye,
See you.
guys.
Bye,
Take care,
teacher.
everybody.
everyone.
Bye, teacher.